Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's August 28th. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. He's LAX 18 reporter and anchor Conroy DeLuche. And it is on. It's great to have you here today.
Happy to be here. It's my first time ever on the 12:30 show.
Well, that's great because this is my second week on the 12:30 show. So we're going to do it this together.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited. I've never done this show before. And I hear we got some football, some tailgating, and I'm just excited.
It's going to be a fun show. And so your regular shift, you are the weekend morning anchor, and then you report 3 days a week. Tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
So I anchor the weekend morning, so up at 3:30, doing it, filling the shoes of Chris and Claire on the mornings with Seth, actually, who you've been filling in a lot with lately. He's been, he's normally on the 12:30 show. Today I'm filling in for him. And, so coming into the 12:30, it's a little bit different. I'm awake, but also it's before my night side reporting shift, so I'm trying to get this excitement going and then come down and then go back up for reporting.
I bet it's hard getting up that early on the weekends, though, isn't it?
It is.
I remember working the morning shift, and it's
you've
tough.
done it before.
It's a tough shift.
It is, but you know what? You get the excitement of seeing the viewers, reading the stories, and just filling in with, doing it with Seth Phillips every weekend is really fun.
I was excited to learn, too. You and I have a connection through TV. That is, I worked at WYMT in Hazard. It was probably a long time before you did, but what did you do in Hazard?
I was a reporter there, worked actually the weekend shift, so I would report for WKYT, and I also worked for YMT during the week. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of 6-day work weeks, 12-hour work days. We were just talking about the long drives, the tape-to-tape editing.
It was a wonderful experience, though, because I was the morning producer, the morning anchor. Then you'd go out and report during the day. You drove yourself, you shot your own video, you edited everything, and it's just it was a great place to really learn and make mistakes, but also get better along the way.
And definitely no shortcuts there. There is no short way to get from Belfry to Hazard over to Somerset. No way.
Well, we're glad to have you here with us. You'll be here today and tomorrow. And as you mentioned, we're counting down to UK's first football game of the season. It is Saturday against Toledo, and yesterday Seth Phillips and I got to catch up with UK Associate Head Coach Vince Marrow, and we're getting tips from Mirabelle Creations on how to make the most of your tailgating party. So it is on, and now let's kick off the show with what's on now. A woman in Wisconsin really wants to adopt a dog, but the problem is her husband doesn't. So Kathy Leffler decided to get creative. She says since arguing with her husband wasn't working, she took a different approach. There they are, the happy couple. She says she thought it would be funny to take all of her husband's photos and replace his face with a photo of the pup. She says he eventually noticed, and he got the joke. He thought it was funny. And by the way, we messaged her this morning. She says she still hasn't gotten a dog, but she is working on it. I love that she did that. Just send a message all across the house that we need a dog.
Exactly. I can't stop looking at pictures of those dogs. Like, just the head is so big, and I don't know how we can't give in to that. You have to.
And in our house, everybody wanted a dog, and I was the last one holding out because I never had one, and I was worried about, with children, who was going to do all the work, and that it was probably going to be me. But it is the greatest decision. I hope her husband comes around because we got a rescue dog from the Lexington Humane Society, and it's so much fun to have a dog.
My parents were the same way. My dad could not nudge him to get a dog. Now he has a second dog.
See, that's great. Yeah, exactly. Dogs are great.
We're going to stick with the dog theme. In Bangkok, a street sweeper has created a phenomenon after a photo went viral of her carrying her dog on her back while she was working. Do you think we could get away with that here? The woman says that she had asked her boyfriend to buy a dog to keep her company. She says that he agreed under the condition that she take it to work. So she did. She's been carrying Mazda, her poodle Shih Tzu mixed breed, for the past year. The bring your dog to work trend has been growing in Thailand for the past few years.
I would love to bring my dog to work, but she wouldn't stay on my back like that. She would just want to get out and run around. And
she looks so happy up there, just sitting on her back, and that's just too funny.
I think it's great. Mazda gets to get out, get a little fresh air instead of being, back home, locked up in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's a reporter who takes his job very seriously. This Russian sports presenter was going live from a soccer match in Moscow when the sprinklers came on. Now, instead of getting out of the way, he just kept going. He was sprayed twice during his reports. Look at this, he got pummeled. The ground's watering system was tracked directly across from where he was standing. He managed to get through his report and finish wet clothes, and all. That is some serious dedication.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
I probably would have moved away. I mean, you're getting your phone,
Walk back a
wet
little
too.
bit,
Just
yeah.
step out of the direct line of the water. But no, this guy, he is all in.
Well, he probably thought he was clear, and then it just comes right back in.
Have you ever had anything crazy happen when you were going live?
I mean, you have cars honking at you, people like running at you, literally, and then they stop. So definitely had those moments where you have to pay attention to what's going on. One time I was with Pam West on a morning live shot, and there was a truck that was coming right at me, and it was not stopping, slowly. And then finally I took one step up and it crept up behind me, but that was probably the closest call I've had to it.
I had an SEC tournament in Nashville where there was a fan who was
crazy.
walking into my shot. I mean, I actually thought he was going to do something to me, so I just kind of put out the arm and just gently guided him back out onto the sidewalk. He might have had a few drinks too, but
Maybe
you know,
so.
but I mean, that's what happens with live TV. You just have to go with it.
Exactly. Well, I'm excited about this next story. If you did not jump on the Popeyes chicken sandwich craze, you're out of luck, but for now. Popeyes released a statement that extraordinary demand for the sandwich led the company to be sold out in just 2 weeks since its nationwide debut on August 12th. Popeyes' projected inventory would last till the end of next month, but the craze fueled by social media caused demand to exceed supply. Popeyes says they plan to bring the sandwiches back as soon as possible. And if you want a heads up when they'll be back, download the Popeyes app, which I just did a few minutes ago, to sign up for push notifications.
Have you been able to try it yet?
Oh, I had it last week. It was so good. It's different than Chick-fil-A, and that's the whole competition is between Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A to me was more like a burger with the chicken on it instead of the meat patty. Whereas Popeyes, that sandwich, just you bite into it, the bread, the chicken.
How long did you have to wait in line to get it?
It was 10:35 when I got in line. There were already 6 cars deep. And normally that Popeyes is not that crowded. But you said you've never really had Popeyes before.
No, and there's only one in Lexington.
Yes.
And we did call to check with them, and the phone rang and rang and rang because I'm sure they're very busy. But the fact that nationwide they have run out of these sandwiches in 2 weeks, I didn't have time to wait in line, so I haven't been able to try it yet. But hopefully once they bring them back around, I'll get a chance to see what this craze is all about.
I had high expectations and it lived up to it, so I highly recommend it.
You were not disappointed. Well, that's good. Well, what are the safest places to live in Kentucky? Backgroundchecks.org is out with its annual report on the safest cities for each state for 2019. It's supposed to commemorate cities that have been relentless in their pursuit of day-to-day safety for their citizens. So here are Kentucky's top 5 safest cities. According to the report, Somerset, Madisonville, Lawrenceburg, Fort Thomas, and Erlanger. The Safest Cities report was compiled calculating every city's latest violent crime rate, property crime rate, and a number of law enforcement officers employed. So
those are a little spread out across the entire state.
It is a
Kentucky,
wide
Southern,
range of the
Western.
state.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great to see. Well, do you remember the Bud Light Victory fridges? Well, beginning next week, you can buy one. Bud Light says BL and Brown's Appliance Superstore in Cleveland, Ohio will sell both large and small Victory fridges. The cost, $199 and $599. BL and Brown's Appliance Superstore does not actually exist. It's a vacant storefront on 25th Street in Cleveland. The fridges are the only product that will be sold there.
I remember this from after the Cleveland Browns went winless in 2017.
Yes.
And you can see it says there on the door, when the Browns win, Cleveland wins. So after that, they put these coolers around the city and said that they were fully stocked with beer. And until the Browns won, they were going to keep them locked up. So then when the Browns won last year, I think it was back in September, they opened up the coolers and everybody around the city could get their free beer.
That was cooler than watching them win. Just everything open up. I'm not a Browns fan, but I want one.
You know what? I'm not a Browns fan either. I'm a long-suffering Cincinnati Bengals fan. Who's your team?
The Saints. We've had a good decade, but it was tough sledding for the first 20 years that I was alive. Oof.
I know, and it's tough for me to see, too, as a Bengals fan, because the Browns were not good for so long, and now they're coming around.
There's some hope there.
No. I hope spring's eternal for Bengals fans.
We got a new coach this year. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Well, U.S. women's soccer star Carli Lloyd now says she is seriously considering kicking for the NFL. The 37-year-old got a couple of offers after nailing that 55-yard field goal at a Philadelphia Eagles practice. We showed you that last week. And in addition to her 55-yard field goal, she also hit a 40-yard field goal. Lloyd's coach says she was offered a chance to participate with 2 teams at NFL preseason games this week. But she had to turn the offers down because she's playing a game with the USA women's national team tomorrow. But her coach says she would seriously consider a future with the NFL. And Carli Lloyd says it would spread an important message to young girls that anything is possible when you believe in yourself. Lloyd is a two-time FIFA Women's World Cup champion and a two-time Olympic gold medalist. I think it could just be a matter of time before we actually see this happening, because clearly she has the leg for it. And I mean, these kicks in the practice show that. So we'll have to wait and see if she ends up on a team.
That would be really exciting, and that'd be one heck of a retirement gig.
And it'd be so cool to watch, too.
Exactly.
I mean, that'd be great for the NFL.
Yeah, it would be. Well, for the second year in a row, Scarlett Johansson is Hollywood's highest paid actress, having earned $56 million between June 1st, 2018 to June 1st, 2019. According to Forbes' list of the top 10 highest paid actresses in 2019, Johansson's earned more from her role as Black Widow. She was the only woman in Endgame granted an eight-figure salary up front, as well as 5% earnings on the back end. Other actresses on that list include Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon.
Making some money there off of Endgame.
That's a lot of money, that Marvel universe.
Well, actress Eva Longoria is heating up Hollywood with her next project. Her latest movie involves a directing gig for the Flamin' Hot Cheetos biopic. Who ever knew this would be a thing? This is real. Richard Montañez is a Frito-Lay janitor and Mexican immigrant who created the popular Flamin' Hot Cheetos snack. Deadline Hollywood reports producers were so impressed with Longoria's pitch about the story, and she beat out several other directors. It'll be produced by Fox Searchlight and will focus on how Montañez disrupted the food industry with his spicy hot Cheetos. I never knew the story behind that, so that sounds like that could be something that would be good.
I didn't either. Definitely a snack I pick up at a gas station on the way to and from stories. It's probably a good tailgating snack, too, and right now we are counting down to kickoff of Kentucky's first game of the season.
I'll catch up with UK Associate Head Coach Vince Marrow, and Seth Phillips joins me as well. Also, tips to make your tailgate a touchdown. We are getting crafty with Deanna Talwalker from Mirabelle Creations. There she is. It's on next.